tied up as this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Men's and Women's National Championships. We're live from the Canoebrook Country Club in Summit, New Jersey, bringing you the 2026 APTA National Championships with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following. Our presenting sponsor, Land Rover Parsippany, where excellence comes standard. Our platinum sponsors, Sea Louse, helping clients achieve their investment objectives since 1984, the New Jersey Men's League, and the New Jersey Women's Platform Tennis League. Our gold level sponsors, P-Pack Private, Pure Hockey, Skinletics, UBS, Xenon, M4, and Viking. And our silver level sponsors, Durango Social, Center Court, Spyro, Harrison, and Nelson, Courtside Rehab and Training, Equals 5, Grant Holmes, Cisco, Susan Penny Parcells at Sotheby's, Jackson Lewis, Richard Wright from 1 Point BFG Wealth Partners, One Digital, Unity Jets, and Wealth Enhancement. And thank you to all our additional sponsors who helped make this event so spectacular. I'm Brad Easterbrook, alongside Denise Murphy, bringing you women's round of 16 action between our number 12 seeds of Borr and Alexandre and the number 8 seeds of Gebbia and Delmonico. Denise, welcome to the booth.
Thank you so much, Brad. This is so exciting. Round of 16 at the APTA National Championships. All right, so provided by Court Director, thank you so much. We've got some intel here. Georgie Alexandre is from Bernardsville, New Jersey. Her partner, Lexi Borr, is from Morristown Field Club in Westfield, New Jersey. Georgie also teaches at the Excess Hunt Club.
Round 16 women's.
I'm going to pause here and listen to the
from Bernardsville, New Jersey,
our umpire.
Georgie Alexandre, and from Westfield, New Jersey, Lexi Borr. On my left, from Summit, New Jersey, Carrie Delmonico and her partner from Nanuet, New York, Lauren Gebbia. Alexandre and Borr won the coin toss and have elected to receive. Ladies, good luck.
All right, we are underway right away. That was umpire Johan Carlson, as you were just nicely announcing them all.
Not enough
He
time.
rudely interrupted Denise. But we'll have a discussion with Johan, umpire Carlson, after the match.
Yeah, we'll have
We'll take
words.
this outside. He's already outside. But anyway, we are here at the Stadium 1 Land Rover Court. And what do you think of this match, Denise?
I'm excited to see how this unfolds. So Delmonico Gebbia is just a seasoned team. They've been playing a ton together. We'll go through all of their accomplishments later, but
15.
8th seeds, they're always in the top 10 in the country. Carrie Delmonico is taking us out serving right now. Her partner, Lauren Gebbia, is at the net. Returning from the ad side there was Georgie Alexandre and her partner, Lexi Borr, who this is what I think it's always fun when you infuse a new talented player in the mix. Brad, Lexi Borr just came on the scene this year and has just been ripping it up. She's one of those players, every time she walks on the court, she just gets better and better. So it's really unpredictable what we're going to see from her, because every time she comes out, she just gets better and stronger.
Yeah, and it's fun to see we talked about the lack of lefties. There haven't been that many over the years, and we got 2 bright new stars, Mila Saric, who's seated 6th here, and Lexi Borr. So this should be a great matchup here. Georgie Alexandre has been a mixed doubles national champion. She's solid, got a good forehand, knows how to play the game essentially the right way. Lobs for the right ball, looks for a ball to hit. I have not seen a lot of Lexi Borr yet, but so far I've seen her rip a couple of forehands, and they've tattooed a couple right at Gebbia, who's been caught on that forehand volley, not in backhand volley position there. So a couple of huge balls. The score says love up there, but I think it's love 40 right now.
Unclear, because I've just been more focused on their footwork and positioning and shot selection. So
leave the score to me right now.
Whatever you say, Brad, I'm going to say that sounds good.
All right, so there it is. It is first game, and a great start there for Borr and Alexandre.
The first set, 1-0.
I mean, just a lot of firepower coming out, taking in that first game, Borr and Alexandre just taking time away. I love the pressure drive as opposed to settling back in the green and driving. They're really taking time away from, especially they caught Gebbia, like you said, a couple times, right hip, right, kind of higher right, which is a tough target to defend against.
All right, so Lexi Borr on the side closest to us here, the lefty, who just switched over in the gray sweatshirt, Georgie Alexandre, and these guys are playing very athletically to start.
Love.
It's going to be an interesting matchup here. I mean, I think, as you said, Borr has been one of these talents that's getting better and better. If we go by seeding, Alexandre and Borr are the 12 seeds here, but I would put this on upset alert for sure here in the round of 16. And we should mention that all the women's seeds have gone through. There's a great shot from Gebbia, who has tons of firepower herself on both the forehand and backhand wings. You see her standing in. Both these guys looking to take an early return, followed up with a blitz.
15-30.
I love that. Gebbia forced Alexandre to miss that volley. It's hard enough to make a first volley, let alone when you've got somebody like Gebbia in your grill coming
Right
down on you with the blitz. It's a good 1-2 punch.
All right, so it's interesting, I think, for this matchup. You got the lefty-righty of Borr and Alexandre, and when these guys are in the backcourt, they're going to have to watch out, I think, Gebbia and Delmonico, and play a lot of their overheads to the side. Alexandre is definitely forehand dominant. She doesn't really drive the backhand that much. Borr, I haven't seen the backhand yet, but we're going to have to see. But I think it's going to be wise for them to keep the ball to the
15-40.
sides for sure, and into the side screens as much as they can. And be careful in that middle.
I just love it. The first two games, both teams are applying a lot of pressure from the baseline.
Game. Delmonico, Gebbia.
Sometimes you see the exact
First set
opposite,
tied,
especially
1 game
under the
apiece.
spotlight of the APTA National Championship, where you kind of start slow, kind of feel out what your opponent, how they're reacting, and both teams are just coming out of the gates, which I love. All right, so Lauren Gebbia just served to Lexi Borr.
Denise, I find when you have a new player, one of the hardest things to get going, and she missed it in the last one, she missed a screen drive. I think pounding into their screens is a good tactic to start. Just because oftentimes that's the thing that comes last. They're great at driving the ball off the deck. They're great tennis players. They have all the skills. But driving it off the screen, she got that one there, isn't always the first thing, that you learn. Comes down the road.
Absolutely, and there's just a lot of experience on the court. Let's just start with Carrie Delmonico, Brad. 2005 APTA National Champion
yeah.
with Isla Maine. 2006, she was a finalist against Stoughton Keene. 2008 APTA Mixed National Champ with her hubby, Mike Stulak. In 2013, same thing, APTA Husband-Wife National Champs with Mike Stulak. So, and Lauren Gebbia, finalist in the Mixed Nationals with Drew Broderick, 14, 15, and 2019. So, and they've been in the easily top 10, maybe even top 5 some years, for, I don't even know how long this partnership's been going on, Brad.
Yeah,
if you were to
it's
take a
definitely
guess,
the
what would you
longest
say?
out there. I'm going to go, see.
Not as long as Prendergast and Zink.
no. That's by far.
They set the bar a little higher.
Fair enough. But does it count if you only play once a year, or they play twice a year? Right? They come out to nationals every single year. But I would say they've been playing together at least 10 years. And without a doubt, they're the longest partnership on the tour outside of Prendergast and Zink.
15-30.
Oh, yeah.
30 all.
Running a blitz play there, but the return does not go down. It goes high. So, of course, Lexi Borr just runs right into a high volley coming down at her. She gets pegged. That's a great first volley there from Gebbia.
40-30.
And Alexandre can't come up with it off the screen. It comes in low and soft off there. This be a good job for our first hold here. You can see there bailing is Delmonico. To me, this is going to be a big part, I think, of this match. You know, is taking care of the service games, finding the right service strategy.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of attacking off the first ball, right? When to stay back, when to throw in a poach, when to use different service strategy, and just quite frankly, making your first volleys, you know, is going to be a huge part of the game, I think, for this match. I think it's going to be decided in many ways in those sort of trenches.
Yeah, and a lot of times we've spoken about it before in other broadcasts we've done just here at Nationals, that sometimes the spotlight, this environment, it's big. Everything culminates. It's the entire season. So it's the team that has the greatest mental fortitude, the team that plays within themselves, making the right decisions, to your point. Not trying to think that they need to play better than they have the rest of the season, and just having the belief and faith that how they've played all season got them here, and it got them the seeds. They just need to play sound and play the same game. That was a great pressure drive by Alexandre.
Alexandre Borr.
But sometimes in the spotlight moments, you feel like you need to play better, bigger. And I think if you trust in yourself
Game.
and what you bring.
Alexandre Borr lead the first set, 2-1.
Great things happen. All right, a word from one of our great sponsors, Sea Louse. Sea Louse is a women-owned broker-dealer and assessment management firm, delivering disciplined execution, innovative investment strategies, and trusted market expertise to clients across the country. A partner committed to helping our clients achieve their financial goals and being impactful in our community. Sea Louse. Another shout out to all the amazing sponsors who helped put this event together. We would not, they would, I mean, the amenities, Brad walking around, the tents, the music, the special facilities set up all around Canoobra Country Club is incredible. Could not do it without the support and funding by our amazing sponsors.
Yeah, and they've really done an exceptional job here. Have you gotten your Skinletics
Yes.
light therapy?
I got my Skinletics little towel at lunch, and I'm psyched about it.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Wait a minute, you got some swag that I didn't get?
Yeah, it was right
All
on
right.
the table at lunch.
Somebody get my agent on the phone.
I'm sorry, whose point was that? 15 love.
Oh, she kind of just a little slap shot on that one.
Yeah, she allowed that ball to come to her instead of going to get the ball.
All right, so Lexi Borr, possibly the first one to hold today. Right at the crease, great shot, can't catch up to it.
Love.
For the viewers, we're working on the score.
Yeah, I think it's
There's a little-
he's 40 love was from Johan Carlson. By the way, has a very nice, clear voice.
Yes.
I think I might have to see if he wants to do a little karaoke later.
Game. Alexandre Borr lead, 3-1.
Yep.
Yeah, settle it down, says Delmonico. That
There you
was a bit
go.
of a throwaway game there. Loose drive, and it almost seemed like that last drive was a bit of an angry drive, you know, because of missing the other ones. She just kind of pulled the trigger early and hard. It's still early in the match, of course. It's not a big deal, but these guys are
15.
firing Alexandre and Borr.
Yeah, they're stepping in. They're bringing it. Really like their targets, Alexandre and Borr's. Targets on their drives. They're moving it around, but in a high percentage way. They're not going around the players. They're going at or between.
Yeah, they're doing a great job with that. If I am Delmonico and Gebbia, though, I move my resets. I wouldn't hit
30.
any of my resets to the center. I would hit them to the single sidelines, deep and more deep and at the body. I don't want these guys moving into the middle, the lefty-righty combination. They're just patrolling it too well.
Yeah.
Like, if you cannot attack it into the screen like that, Yeah, just keep it off to the sides. Only go down the middle when you can do something nice and low and easy. Doesn't pop up.
40.
Again, Delmonico and Gebbia haven't
Settle
caught
down.
their stride
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
They're trying. They're right now they're trying to match the pace of Borr and Alexandre. In my mind, that's not serving them. Their game is calculated. It can be fast, but it's very intentional. And right now, I'm not seeing a lot of intention.
Alexandre Borr. Alexandre Borr lead the first set, 4-1.
Okay, a word from our tournament sponsor, Corient. Corient is excited to partner with the APTA because whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA.
All right, so a great start for Alexandre and Borr.
Yes.
And we haven't seen, like you were just mentioning, Delmonico and Gebbia really settle in, and they're also not, the drives are coming, and it almost looks like they're surprised, like a couple times. They're not, instead of placing right spot, right there, block some of these balls back, they're getting pushed around up there right now. They just, little miscommunication, the lefty-righty.
Yeah, they don't seem, I guess the word is settled. But both Gebbia and Delmonico have incredible hands. But to your point, they do, when they are at the net, they are looking surprised by like an attacking drive, which I've seen them play the top players. They can handle all what Alexandre and Borr are giving them. For whatever reason, maybe it's the timing, or it's this particular different team that they've never played before. Perhaps this is causing them problems.
Well, it is right now. I mean, it's just a point in the match where they're just going to have to kind of clean it up a little.
Yep.
Switch in the backcourt. I love it. A little different look out there.
Yeah, it definitely gives the net team, they have to recalibrate their targets when they're hitting their overheads or volleys. Good take.
Yeah, good cutoff there from Georgia Alexandre.
Wow. Delmonico typically makes that. She's got that little touch. It's almost like a pickle dink shot, but it causes a lot of problems because it forces your opponent to volley up. But in that particular situation, it went in the net.
15-30.
All right, we have Alexandre serving to Gebbia. Another switch in the backcourt, Brad. You had mentioned before, it's so smart. They make it look easy. There's that little touch ball.
Yeah, great shot there. And that's more of the shot you actually see more from Delmonico than Gebbia. Gebbia tends to bring more of the heat, but that was a great one. Slippery little drive. Oh, great cutoff. And I honestly think she thought Gebbia was just going to let it go.
Yeah.
She took it again and tattooed her. Great shot there.
It was a great pressure move by Gebbia. Never stopped her feet, just kept her paddle out front. Moved through the ball. That was beautiful pressure.
Love.
I think this is a big game here, Brad, because you've got, from the beginning, Alexandre and Borr kind of came out guns a-blazing and putting a lot of pressure on Delmonico Gebbia. And that last game of Delmonico Gebbia, they looked more like they had slowed things down. They were mixing up the paces. They were bringing pressure when they chose to bring it. It didn't seem phonetic or like. It was very intentional when they were bringing that pressure and power. So it'll be interesting what happens here. It's that ever important 7th game, Brad.
No, I agree with you, Denise. I mean, the match is totally sort of changed, and you can see It was all full out, guns ablazing. Now they're starting to temper their drives, Borr and Alexandre, and it's more picking away, and these guys are settling into the match. Great shot there.
Great overhead. Another great. I just love the 1-2 punch. Trusting your partner's awesome return and just coming in. She's already started moving before. She, meaning Borr, started moving before Alexandre even touched the ball, just knowing based on where the serve landed.
All right, let's see if they do it again here.
All right.
Yeah, she's standing in. You can see what you're talking about. She's already in a blitz position. Now she's just going to go. At that time, she elects to stay back. But it's good. You mix the pressures and you mix what you're going to do, and they have to guess a little.
Yeah, the worst thing you want to be is predictable on the court. You want to always keep your opponents guessing.
That's a great shot at the feet. Nice pickup.
Okay, Gebbia looks way more comfortable volleying these balls now.
Yeah.
Game. Delmonico, Gebbia.
And I like that play,
Alexandre,
putting it into
Borr
the screen.
lead the first set, 4-3.
Yeah.
Should we swap balls?
Swapping balls there, Johan Carlson. You do that every 7 games. And, I like to play into the screens there. Make Borr play as many screens as you can on the day. Keep the soft overheads out of the middle. And Delmonico and Gebbia, started out a little slow. It was 4-1, now it's 4-3. You can see the momentum is completely shifted back, a little more settled in.
Yeah. And really, as a rule of thumb, as you know, when there's a new big tennis player, I mean, Lexi Borr, she played college, Boston College. She won the New Jersey High School state singles champion, so tennis players that come in, the screens are typically the hardest thing, the last thing that they get comfortable with. So the fact that Delmonico and Gebbia are now, when they're at the net, getting that ball more to Borr's screens, that could have an impact. Because it's not just getting the screen back, it's getting a quality lob back off the screen, so it stops that spiral, that downward spiral of a toughest screen that gets. We've all been there. It's not fun.
Oh.
15-30.
Delmonico is definitely one of the most casual, chillest, high-level players out there. She always has been. Just stands there, block, excellent lob, block, excellent lob.
15-40.
I think I'll chip this. I don't think I'll do that. I don't think I'll chip this one. There
you go. There's a switch in the backcourt. Like the move. It's actually, since they started doing that, it's been extremely useful, whether it changed up the momentum, give them different looks. It works out, too, because Gebbia's backhand in the middle is a little stronger than Delmonico's backhand in the middle. She's on the deuce. That shot right there. Oh, top of the net. Beautifully done.
Delmonico, Gebbia. First set tied, 4 games apiece.
Okay, just like that, Brad.
4-4, and great job. But Alexandre and Borr are doing a little help. 2 faults in that game, and so when they give you the opportunities, you got to take them. They did a great job there. Now we're going to see, how this works. Yeah, they're going to go, and they're coming in hard into the screens, and they're going. They're going to do it again. Yeah, ooh, mixing it. That's a good look.
I mean, they're doing a lot of East Coast, West Coast right now, Delmonico and Gebbia, but their positioning is rock solid. As soon as they hit to the due side, for example, they're both shifting simultaneously. They hit to the ad, they are immediately shifting to the right.
Yeah, and I think the thing that they're doing, and they're getting into the screen, which gives them enough time to get it over there. And they're specifically just keeping the ball out of the middle, like we talked about. You know, there's nothing going right in the center. That's the first one there, and it gets hit as soon as it happens, right? And then, but they're just trying to make sure it gets over there to the side. We got a Derek sighting. Pirate Derek Yost in the house. And that was a good point, and they're getting a strategy down, and I like it, and it's shown as they've made their way back to 4-4 from 4-1 down.
Love 30.
She got stuck out of position there. It is tempting sometimes to make
whether she should have pulled the trigger or
too
not,
much
she
out of
wasn't
too
quite
little
balanced.
there. Yeah.
Quite
But
balanced.
it's tempting. That's a great move by
40.
Alexandre.
Yeah, it just forces the error. She's worried about the blitzer.
Just such a great job, Borr. Just really good nose for the ball. Hits her blitzing volley and just follows it.
Right at the crease. That's going to be a clean winner there.
40.
That's pretty sweet.
And again, the blitz just working wonders. As they get two missed first volleys, and I think she makes both of those volleys, Denise, if the blitzer's not coming in.
Absolutely. I always say when I'm teaching that you don't know how an opponent's going to react until you try it. So even though you might be uncomfortable or you think their volley's so good, just do it and see how they respond. I mean, Delmonico's arguably one of the best volleyers in the game, but you all of a sudden apply pressure. I'm not taking anything away from Borr's return. Borr's return is setting up that shot because Delmonico knows she has to hit a ball from below the level of the net that she needs to set up, and then you see another opponent in your face. It's very unnerving.
Yeah, it can be very intimidating, and then you try to hit a touch volley, do
love.
more with the volley
Yes.
than you normally would, which is just put it back.
Yeah, the first volley is one of the hardest shots in the game. So now to think you're not only going to hit it, but you're going to try to keep it out of harm's way, keep it out of the way of the blitzer. You just need to go all or nothing on that one.
All right, so Alexandre and Borr, 2 points from the first set here.
Like that little backhand roller, swinging volley by Gebbia. Such good communication by Delmonico. She knew she was right on top of the net. Wow.
Oh, it's good! And Borr with the get, and she flips up a quick lob.
Dang.
And it goes in. They didn't run back for it. It's like they were watching.
They
it's
really,
the only
I
thing
mean,
that can happen.
I
But
really thought it was going out too, Brad, but that is a phenomenal get by Borr.
it was a great get, and now it is 40-love, 3 set points for Alexandre and Borr.
Wow.
Oh, wow, a couple of great volleys. And she
Game.
misses that one as she
That
goes
game.
at the body.
Alexandre Borr.
All right. We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming by Joho and Streambox Labs with match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
It's not about the road. It's about moving with purpose. The horse moves. Muscle, instinct, energy. Car waits. Strength, precision, control. Both ready for anything. Two forms of instinct, one rhythm. Power without arrogance. It's called horsepower for a reason. Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Parsippany.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour, where the live round action has just started. They couldn't wait for our commercial break, Denise. And the number 12 seed of Alexandre and Borr took the first set 6-4, and it's 30-15 in this set. Let's just pick them up real quick. We'll take a look at our court director statistics for that first set. Denise, see what we got here. All right, so there you have it, 6-4.
I mean,
62%.
Points won.
Which you would think wouldn't even be a 6-4 set. But it's because they had a bad start, to be honest. You know, Delmonico and Gebbia, and they looked like they were kind of right in the ship. Basically, service points won to me is what I want to look at. So
yeah,
service point
45% to 22%.
22% for Gebbia, and as we talked about, it's taking care of that service game. They just got hurt with the return and blitz a lot more than Alexandre and Borr did. And then, as a consequence, that's a balance of points. 5 out of 23 of service points won. They're going to have to change that to make this comeback turn around here. And it still says sudden deuce wins on our court director's sphere, but of course there's no sudden deuce wins in the women's game. That's just for the men's side.
40-30.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, I mean, we saw it. It's happening. Delmonico and Gebbia are settled in dramatically since the first 3 games of this match. But they still are seem surprised at times. I do like their new overhead scheme, like we were talking about in the first set, of keeping that ball out of the middle, because you have Alexandre's big forehand, you've got Borr's big lefty forehand, so the middle is pretty dangerous. So although there's a lot of, hitting to the deuce side, hitting to the ad side, back and forth situation, that's purposeful
it's not really
and
hurting
intentional.
them. Yeah, it's not really hurting them, and they're not getting caught out of
correct.
position.
And their positioning is just so good. Delmonico and Gebbia are moving. As soon as they hit that ball and change direction, they're shifting and getting in the right position.
Yeah, this is perfect. Like all 10 of these overheads, just right to the side screen. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of, like, if we look back and, it's not on the court director stats, but like how many backhand winners did, or points won off a backhand shot from Alexandre and Borr? And I bet it's like 1-0, right? How many they got off their forehand or the forehand drive with a miss volley. I guarantee you that's 95 to 98% of the points they're getting is all on their forehand side. So just don't give them any forehands. Let's start with that as a baseline and then move from there.
That was a quick game. Alexandre and Borr, I think, are talking and wanting to slow this down. Delmonico and Gebbia, that's always important when you lose the first set to come back and just start on top, winning that first game, second set. So Georgie Alexandre taking us out in that second game in the second set. Carrie Delmonico just returned from the deuce side. And that's Lauren Gebbia that just hit that lob from the ad.
Good read there from Alexandre.
Such a good cutoff.
Sees it coming. Surprised she didn't go
15
for a
love.
drop volley there.
Georgie, you
though.
okay? You want a Band-Aid?
Well, that's very nice. She obviously, I don't know if they had clashing paddles or what happened there. Good umpire Johan Carlson.
It's always a good match when there's a little blood, Brad.
Yes, exactly. It's a blood match.
Wow.
glory.
Great targets by Gebbia.
Yeah, and that was firepower, pure firepower, just right at the body. Can't control the pace of that ball.
No.
Great shot from Gebbia. They volleyed it short there, and you get her coming forward. You might want to bail in those situations. You just couldn't get back in time.
Oh, she is gonna, I think Georgie's gonna get a little
Band-Aid
Band-Aid.
and lights.
No, I think they want lights because it's kind of dark out.
Yeah,
Thanks, committee.
lights and first aid
And it
kit.
is. It's been like an overcast. It's not raining, and the rain left us yesterday. It's actually great weather to play. You know, it's cool for playing like me. You know, yeah, you're going to sweat, but you're not going to get like beat up out there with the heat. It's not going to exhaust you. It's just the right temp, but it's definitely very overcast, like to the point where it's almost dark, and that's what Alexandre's saying. She's probably just saying, I'm not seeing the ball as well as she'd like to.
Yeah,
Let's get some lights on.
I think we're the only
And what
community, Brad, that just looks and says, oh, awesome, it's cloudy and cold.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go, right.
Let's
Yeah.
go play paddle.
Yeah, but you can see it's almost like a little bit of a fog hanging over the court at this
Yes.
point. And you can even see it in the kind of the glow around the lights now. Yeah, there's some water vapor out there. It's definitely very humid. It's making it sort of a raw day if you're watching.
Oh my
Temperature-wise, it's kind of like not that cold. I think
No.
it's 40 to 45.
Yeah,
You know, 45, but it feels colder out there because of the rawness of it.
yeah. There's a lot of moisture in the air.
You're up 1 love.
It really settles in when you're watching. I was watching the Christian Broderick match. I think I only went over there for 3 points, and I was there for 40 minutes.
Yeah, the 3 points in 40 minutes would sound like a Broderick Christian match, yes.
I was like,
Yep.
I got to get back to broadcasting. I
Tino.
got to be late. I only watched 3 points. Slight exaggeration, but not really.
15-30.
All right, so Alexandre serving to Gebbia.
And we've talked about getting a good start, and if they can get this game out, this is perfect, exactly what Delmonico and Gebbia want.
15-40.
Now they're going to have to start picking their spots a little better on these overheads. It's a great little pick off there, but have to get her resets in the right spot, give yourself time to get back into position. Good lobs.
I mean, that's one thing between Delmonico and Gebbia. They're just master strategists. It's one of the many values of playing for so long, especially together, is they've seen so many different styles of play and understanding how to make adjustments based on what you're seeing. So both of them have a deep back pocket of adjustments. And we've just seen the maybe adjustment A and B so far. Maybe it's just A. I don't know.
30-40.
All right, break point.
Yeah, they're getting into blitz position. You can see, oh, and she doesn't get that one over the top, doesn't get it down. It's a good play. It's worked for him a number of times, just doesn't execute that time.
Yeah, she let that ball get a little bit too close to her.
Advantage in.
Great hands
Yeah.
by Borr. Wow.
Terrific, you know, making those quick reflex volleys.
Yeah.
And then transitioning back. And part of that for, you know, all you players at home is when you are bailing out there, put your paddle down into a place where the ball's likely to go. And she did that. She knew the ball's coming down at her feet. She put her paddle right there, and the ball came there. And if it doesn't, just let it go and you can get it off the screen, or try to. Oh, just misses the lob. But that's been the one constant point they're able to get here and there, is when they're working her off the screen. You know, Lexi Borr more towards her backhand side, and it's been good. Oh, it's a good look. They've had multiple good looks. I mean, you can't really fault any of them, Denise. They just didn't execute on a couple.
I was gonna say, it's just the execution. It's just not. It's not going their way on a lot of these balls currently, but doesn't mean they can't get it back. That was a phenomenal get.
Yeah, I was surprised that Delmonico drove it. Didn't give her any time to recover.
Carry. Alexandre, Borr. Second set tied, 1 game apiece.
That was a good hold for them. Alexandre Borr got out of a little trouble.
Is there blood on it?
Is there blood on the ball? There's blood on the ball. Look at this.
It's a smackdown, Brad.
Ball Band-Aid. Yeah, this is kind of definitely
girl fight.
You know, somebody's coming to go off the turnbuckle. Girl fight. Oh, that's going to be good dig. Yes.
Nice adjustment by Borr. Great hands. I like the move. And then Borr just retreats. She's like, up.
Yeah, she gave it a shot. She wasn't able to take over, and that's what you do. Reset.
It's a great lob off the deck by Borr. Love when you see 1 to 2 feet beyond that service line.
Good lob. And great overhead, though. They're really, you know, forcing these guys to hit their backhands.
Yeah.
And they're giving them very less in the middle. If I'm Alexandre, once in a while on a really good lob, I'd start moving over to the side wire. That finally caught him off the net there.
15.
And they gave Borr the forehand while they were off. So good shot there. And they built that point. They hung in there.
They did.
It was a good long point. Might have been the longest point of the match.
I mean, it's the strategy's working. They're doing a phenomenal job. The points have lengthened significantly. Still just understanding and knowing, okay, I missed my target, no big deal. We just need to volley this ball. And it sounds easier. It's not. It is a big deal when you've got Alexandre and Borr's forehand to navigate. But for Gebbia and Delmonico, I don't. If they're in the right position and balance,
they'll make the volley. Yeah.
15
that was a great lob. Moving them back and forth, that's what they need to do.
Yeah, and Borr couldn't quite get behind it, and she's moving back away and still trying to hit it down up overhead. Runs out of space, hits it in the net. That's going to work in their favor.
30-15.
It was. I think she thought Delmonico was going to hit that volley, and the last second she sort of put her paddle up.
Yeah.
Worked out.
40-15.
Now, Alexandre's kind of mixing in the hard drive with the little rolling dipper. That time she brought it big, just missed it.
Oh, wow.
Game. Delmonico, Gebbia. Delmonico, Gebbia lead the second set 2-1. Alexandre Borr won the first set 6-4.
All right, a word from one of our sponsors, Pure Hockey. With cutting-edge fitting technology and the widest selection of hockey gear, Pure Hockey is the ultimate destination for players of all levels and the industry leader in hockey retail. Pure Hockey. Yeah, so I mean, Delmonico Gebbia acknowledging and respecting the strength in the middle, keeping these overheads more to the outside of the court, which is forcing either a backhand block lob or letting it go the screen. They've definitely extracted, they meaning Delmonico Gebbia, extracted some screen errors from Borr. But across the board, I mean, Alexandre and Borr are playing rock solid, Brad.
No, absolutely.
I mean, they're making, Gebbia and Delmonico are lengthening points. They're doing the right things.
Well, what bodes really well in this set compared to the other one is they're just starting so much better. They were already down at this point, 3 or 4-1 in that first set, right? You know, and they're taking care of their service games better. I would think at this point in the first set, you know, they had already won Borr and Alexandre, you know, 5, 6, 7 points with the blitz. They really haven't had that yet in this set. And when those points dry up, they're going to have to find another way to win them, right? And it's not so simple. So good for them and kudos, and it does bode really well for them, starting better and taking care of the service game better. Oh.
30 love.
I was surprised she didn't hit a quick little lob. She's so good at the block lob up.
I know.
And moving the pieces around the board. Great lob combo. Oh!
40 love. Watch the foot. Watch the line of serve, please.
All right, watch the foot.
the line on the
It's
serve,
nice
please.
he's giving her a warning
That's
there.
so nice.
You know, so that's a foot fault. He didn't call it. Or it just
40,
went out.
15.
Yeah, she did foot fault actually there. I've been really watching it there, and you could see she might possibly move her front foot, Lexi Borr. It's not like she's getting a huge advantage, but she's sort of twisting it inside.
She's pivoting.
And pivoting
yep.
her foot there and not leaving it still.
Totally.
And it is a foot fault, and that's what the umpire's job is to call those out. Theoretically, they're supposed to have that's a good move.
40,
She's reaching
30.
for that volley.
That could be very, and it's unsettling. It kind of throws off your natural rhythm, Brad.
When somebody tells you, yeah, she
Yeah, I
just
mean, look at
faulted
how-
twice. Yeah,
yeah.
there's no question. This
'Cause
is
it gets you
having a
thinking.
huge effect.
Yep.
But you know, it's two options. He can just start calling foot faults on her, but he gave her a shot. You know, like, hey, here, take a shot. And maybe it would have been better if he was just like foot fault. You know. Theoretically, players are, you know, warned ahead of time. You know, they already know if you step on the line, you lose.
Nice.
You know, before contact is made. So.
I love how Borr came back in after that volley. Very smart. She really leads with her shoulders on her volleys. I like that. She's got her body behind it.
Add in.
One too many drives, though. She's right on top of the net.
Right
It's
there.
3 in a row, and the last one, yeah, she just puts it away. It's happening too fast. But
Yeah.
she's not the one. Gebbia is not the one in control there.
Right.
Borr is. Oh, what a get!
That's a.
Oh,
what am I
reflex
seeing right now?
volleys!
On board.
That was
Ladies,
amazing.
two ball.
Say what?
Ladies,
Oh
two
my-
ball.
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh
But that
my
was a great
gosh.
get. Yeah, that lefty stretch volley, and then followed with a great attacking volley.
That was sick.
And
yes.
Alexandre just sends it right back. 2-all.
Amazing. I mean, the hands of Borr and Alexandre are really remarkable. I mean, they've been doing, I can just speak to this match. This is the first match I've called with the two of them partnering up. But wow, they seem to have their positioning down. There's very little miscommunication. I believe it's Alexandre and Borr's. This is their 4th tournament together. They played Short Hills, took 9th. Boston Open, they were 9th, and the Lake Invitational 1st place. They beat Delmonico, but she was playing with a different
Love
partner.
15.
Vivova.
Love 15.
Such good. You know what I look for, Brad, in screens, and Alexandre's doing such a great job every single time. Oh, that was a forced
15
error.
all.
But when she has time, she is just finishing with her hands on that backhand screen, knuckles to the sky, well above her head.
30,
You know, a lot of times some
15.
players mix in with the flicks and stuff. Well, you're going to get a different result. But she gets low, she loads, she steps, and just finishes nice and high. It's
40, 15.
Really pretty.
All right, so a couple of just service return errors. It's a bit of live by the sword, die by the sword in the set here. They're starting to miss a couple, which is great
Fault.
for Delmonico and Gebbia. Now, is
40,
that fault
30.
as in foot fault, or the serve was long and not called? I think that was a foot fault call.
Yeah, it's hard to say because
Well, you don't usually hear the umpire
No,
call a serve
correct.
out, right?
Correct.
You know, and usually when he does, it means foot fault. But he didn't say foot fault. He said fault. That's a little long.
Deuce.
gosh,
Yeah, I mean, some of these errors are just like
it's uncharacteristic.
correct.
To be
You know,
honest.
it's a basic error, right? And anytime you throw in basic errors, they're just gifts for your opponent. And in this case, it was 40-15, 40-love. They were on the way to a good service game, and they got 3 service return errors from their opponents, and they just gave them back. Oh, trying to force it into the side wire. There's just tough angle moving in that direction, going back across the grain. I understand the strategy of going to the side screens, but much easier to go the other direction there, and I don't know that she needed to cut it off.
I 100% agree. Or just, it doesn't need to be a good shot. Will do. It doesn't need to be great, because great typically means lower percentage, and the risk reward just isn't there. Just trusting what Gebbia and Delmonico bring on the daily will be enough. But when you start trying to do too much, that's when you get into trouble.
And you gotta have good margins too. I mean, clearly that looked like a forced shot. She's trying to force it there. You know, but on the day, anytime you're watching any of these paddle matches, you're gonna find that if you see a guy like going for a line or going for that hero spot where there's like this, like the space is 2 to 3 inches wide.
Yes.
Yeah, if you make it, you get the winner. But what you're gonna find is a lot more losers than winners. You're gonna find 1 winner out of 5. And one out of 5 is never winning you a match, right? You know, it's only losing you matches.
I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's what Meatloaf said. And you know,
There ain't
there is
way.
no wiser man than Meatloaf. As far as I'm concerned, I've based a lot of my life around him.
Advantage out.
It's a great follow by Alexandre. Keep keeping those feet moving. I think this is a big service game for Delmonico here, serving Alexandre.
She's done a great job, Borr, on like stretch volleys, like when she's reaching and lunging.
Like stretching below the level of the net.
Yeah,
and
she's
keeping
done
it low. It's
a fantastic job making those athletic volleys.
see the follow through I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, you're
and
absolutely
look at
right.
her lob is just beautiful. It's high. It's almost it's to the tee. There's 1 or 2 feet beyond the service line. It's textbook. Yeah, like Gebbia, these are great. These are really good overheads. I like they're obviously targeting Borr right now, getting it into her screen.
Yeah, and I love the idea. The only thing I will say is they could add a little more variety, the occasional roller into the screen, right? They're all pretty much straight up to down drivers in there, but I do agree 100% with getting them in there into those side wires. What a great lob block there from Alexandre.
Yeah, mixing up the spin, the pace, but also trajectory.
Yeah,
Like
occasionally throwing it a little lower. And
Yeah. A low slasher in there, like a true waterfall, true down up, then throw in a big roller to your point.
oh, that was a good little chip low.
Heads up.
Heads up, that was a miss hit. It's actually so kind of dark. I think it was caught by a member of the crowd, by the crowd out there, and it's getting so dark out there that I actually lost that ball go off her paddle. I couldn't even see it.
Alexandre Borr won the first set 6-4.
Okay, a word from our sponsor, Viking Athletics. For nearly 3 decades, Viking has been the premier name in platform tennis. Viking's mission is simple: produce high-quality, innovative products to enable players at all levels to achieve their best results. Visit www.vikingathletics.com to learn more about our brand and to be sure to stay tuned for new lineup releases coming summer of 2026. Viking.
15 love.
All right, so Alexandre Borr, and we got, again, Georgie Alexandre serving here. I'm Brad Easterbrook with Denise Murphy. Women's round of 16 action. And right after this, we're immediately going to go on following with men's round of 16 action. So stay tuned, strap in, order a pizza pie. What do you like on your pizza, Denise?
My gosh. My ideal pizza would be, I'm going green olives, onions, pepperoni, no pepperoni, maybe some green onions too, or green peppers.
15:30.
Wow.
Sorry.
You could have given me a lot of guesses, and I would not have come up with that combo.
I'm a serious
But
pizza
let's
person,
get back
okay?
to the match now. It's quite a
You
serious.
asked the question.
I did.
I'm giving you a legit answer.
So a great blitz there from
Now
Gebbia and
I'm
Delmonico.
hungry. Thanks a lot.
And they get Lexi Borr there. Yeah, 30 love. They finally get the breakdown. This has been a much better start to the set.
Yes.
Just getting her reaching there.
30 all.
Keep her feet underneath her, flatten the paddle a little bit more. Good speed on that overhead, kind of just quicken things up on her. Oh, I think that's wide.
Yeah.
30,
Again,
40.
that angle's just not the high percentage.
Yeah, she saw it floating. She thought she could get up there and hit an attacking shot, but ultimately she could have just waited and pushed it nice and deep and stayed in the point. As your eyes get a little big on that. That's too good from Gebbia.
Delmonico, Gebbia.
Huge
Second
break
set
right
tie,
back.
3 games apiece.
I love her Gebbia's movement though, moving through that shot. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's dipping it low and following up with a blitz. So you can do it 2 ways. We've seen it both ways in this match a bunch of times where we've had partner
Love
blitz,
15.
like the partner's returning, but your partner's going to start moving forward before you hit it. And we've also had the self blitz where you hit it yourself and you follow in behind it. And both have,
15 all.
Good hands.
great uses.
It's interesting, Alexandre. She went to blitz and then stayed at the service box or service line for another hit. They didn't go to her, but it's almost she was baiting them to hit the ball to her.
Yeah, I think she was.
15-30.
Trying to get a soft one behind her there. I would have thought that was going to let drop and go long and deep to the back or at the crease.
Want to say a special thanks to our tournament directors. Brad, we've got Rob Scanoni and Blake Anderson putting
30
this
all.
amazing event together. Just incredible. I don't even want to know how many hours and meetings and everything it took to organize so many amazing volunteers.
Yeah, Blake also in the tournament. They played a great match against Powers Nunez, lost in 3 sets. But it was great to see him back out there. You know, once a top player on the tour, he's way too young to have the injuries he had. But it was really good to see him out there and putting in, you know, the time to run this tournament as well. Rob Scanoni, also phenomenal job.
Yeah,
Nick there.
It's interesting how they've Delmonico, Gebbia have settled in a little bit instead of going deuce ad. Every once in a while they poke the ad side over there, like Alexandre, but they're really
40,
when they
30.
do that, Borr comes out and then they can get it to her screen. So be an interesting adjustment for Borr, even though they go to Alexandre, to not shift. That one step she's shifting to the middle is opening up her side screen.
Oh, what a great volley there from Gebbia. Gebbia's very forehand dominant with the volley a lot of times too. You know, she almost sets up paddle out. She doesn't square it up in front. It's almost like she's looking for it some of the time. Sometimes it can work for you, and other times you'll get caught.
There you go. I like that Borr stayed home that time. But what's going on is when they hit that shot to Alexandre, a lot of times she ends up hitting it down the line, which is allowing Gebbia the angle to get to.
So you think
Borr's
Alexandre
screen.
should be actually lobbing cross court more? I mean,
Yes.
there's no question that if she
Yes.
does that, the balls will come back to her more.
Yes.
And it'll force, it won't be able to get it into the side screen of Borr as much. We may open up her forehand more. You might be absolutely right. Good look.
It's a good look. Much better lob down the line, though. I mean, if you do that, you're gonna give offensive opportunities. But if it's not the lob you want, you're leaving Borr's side screen open for business.
And that's where they've got. Oh, that one.
Wait.
It was called. All right, I guess it was called wide, and then it was confirmed by the umpire. But for us, there was a moment where I thought that
Yeah.
might have touched the line. It just squibbed over the net.
It was a slippery ball.
It was pretty slippery there,
I think I
Denise.
got that from you,
Yes.
Brad.
And
I
that was.
use that now, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great shot. It just snipped just a little bit wide. So back to deuce here. The one thing Gebbia and Delmonico have done so much better in this set, the blitz opportunities have come crashing to a halt for, Alexandre and Borr. So they're having to find a way to replace those points. And one of the moves I think they could start doing better with, good move there. Good try is if she's going to lob down, he can actually make it more like a play. I'm lobbing down the line, and Alexandre can sometimes sneak up the side where neither Alexandre nor Borr actually move towards the side wire to set up that forehand. They're always kind of looking for the ball in the middle. Now, I understand when you do that, there's an issue of you got to be able to cover. So great comeback there for Alexandre and Borr, who now we've had 3 breaks in a row, came back in that game, but there's a couple of moments there that are just,
won the first set.
everything's just right in the balance, right in the margin here. It's almost like you feel like whoever's just going to miss one return or make a silly overhead mistake, it's going to end in something like that, or it's going to make all the difference because it's just really close.
Yeah, and I mean, the difference makers to me are 2 things. A, Alexandre and Borr's, just their blitzing, their 1-2. Borr coming in is a force, and she's very comfortable. She's got great hands.
15
And number 2 is the feeling that Gebbia and Delmonico have about hitting bigger, better shots, where it's, at the end of the day, their best points, other than a
15
pressure
all.
drive, is just hitting these high percentage solid overheads to just wear them down and wait for the right opportunities to strike.
Great
30,
move.
15.
Really good anticipation by Alexandre.
Yeah, she's done a good job closing off some balls and anticipating them. Hit 2 outright winners in this game. One was actually a pretty good lob, and she somehow found the angle around her. I didn't think it was that bad a move, but somehow she was able to still slip it in there on a small margin. So it was a shot.
No. 40-15.
See, that's the shot that's tough. She can make it, but which way is she moving when she's hitting it? Is she moving away and to the side? And it's pulling the drive out and away. And we're getting to that stage where, like what we talked about, where it's just coming down to, like, not making that one mistake. You know, it's just 1 point, right?
All right, Brad, fun fact, 2 out of the 4 players played tennis at Boston College.
2 out of the 4.
Yes.
Let's go with Gebbia, and you already mentioned Lexi Borr.
You got it.
Oh, look at that.
Ding, 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 ding. And how crazy is it? I mean, you could tell Delmonico is just an overall, like, athlete. She played college tennis, softball, and basketball at Emmanuel College.
Oh, great shot there. Makes her
Alexandre
chase
Borr.
with the hard, heavy roller, and they consolidate
3,
their
serving
break.
5.
1 game away from the match, Alexandre and Borr.
Just playing just so solid. Just playing within themselves.
I like that hard overhead every now and then. Make these guys chase and move. It's a good look.
15 love.
Great shot
That's
into
a
the
really
side
good ball.
screen. Yeah, nice pace.
It's just a really nice target to hit your return.
Oh, good flipper
Whoa,
there.
whoa.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal get by Alexandre.
30 love.
Great shot.
Great overheads.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was also a good ball for a tweener. Amazing get. I honestly think Borr wasn't sure she was getting it, and she almost looked a little stunned. The ball went back and came back into her corner right away. Yeah, quick hold would do wonders here for Delmonico and Gebbia. Turn their attention to breaking back.
I like when Delmonico moves into her volleys like that. Just turns them from defensive to offensive.
Great setup, and that's a nice blitz move. That's a great shot.
40
That was very
love.
well played by Delmonico Gebbia.
Yeah, great shot. You know, they took a couple of howitzers. It was a decent blitz move in the middle of that point, but they volleyed it back really well, and then they kind of caught them in transition. They couldn't get settled the rest of the point. They kept the pressure on.
But they just overall seem more settled right now. Like they're intentional and in control. Whereas we weren't really feeling that earlier.
Dig
Gosh,
there from
phenomenal
Borr.
gets. What an athletic point.
Game. Delmonico, Gebbia.
Great get from
Alexandre Borr
Gebbia.
lead.
And
the
then
second
boom.
set, 5-4.
Yeah, there's a definite different feel to this set. Like, it's a lot more good. They're still down 5-4.
Yes.
Right? You know, the first set they lost 6-4, but their points won on the service. I mean, they were at 23%, I think, service points won in the first on the court director stats. It's way up from that. And then, so things are more balanced, but they're still behind the 8 ball here, and they still have to get the break of serve here just to stay in this match. So we'll see if Alexandre and Borr can put this thing away.
Yes, I totally agree. There's definitely a shift. I think Delmonico, Gebbia are feeling it right now. But will it be enough time to get this going? Wow.
Love that play. So smart.
Yeah, they're mixing up that big ball.
Well, you get the short overhead, and, you know, she's deep in the court, and you want to make her – it's something you want to do. You want to get her on the move. Delmonico is generally better when she's the one putting you on the move, right? Pushing you up a lot, push it at your feet, sneaky little blitz behind it, but not with outright speed. You know, so it's a good play from Alexandre and Borr. All right, 30-love, 2 points for the match. And we're a 1 point for match. 3 match points. Georgia Alexandre serving. Or Gebbia returning here, crucial moment. Oh, and another reflex volley from Lexi Borr seals the deal.
It's a really, really solid play by all 4 players, Brad. I mean, very impressed with Borr and Alexandre. They were rock solid. Even though they were up, we saw them shift strategies, adding in, you know, more blitzing, mixing up the pace of their overheads, and just playing just rock solid. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it was a great match, and it was a fun one to call with you, Denise. Let's take a quick look at our court director stats. Curious to see how they ended up. All right, 12-8, and yeah, points won went up. The service points went from 23% to 43%, and so it was a much better set on balance, even though the score is the exact same, right? So just a terrific match, and you know, kudos to these guys, and Alexandre and Borr move on to the quarterfinals. Any final thoughts, Denise?
I mean, I just think they came out and were just rock solid from the get-go. I think Delmonico, Gebbia, we're struggling a little bit to figure out what their strategy, finding the rhythm in this particular match. I think they found it, but it came a little bit too late because, I mean, Alexandre and Borr gave them nothing, and they kept adjusting. So fantastic match, and I'm looking forward to see what Alexandre and Borr can do in the round of, you know, the quarterfinal round.
Okay, and as the dusk and the haze settles in here, that's a wrap for this women's round of 16, and we'll be coming up right away with our men's round of 16 action in a moment.
Brad, it was a pleasure.
For many athletes, recovery is an afterthought, but it needs to be a priority.
We created highly mobile, highly portable products.
The light therapy helps ease soreness and keeps my muscles feeling fresh so I can bounce back faster.
And honestly felt like my muscles were getting stronger.
The business owners that I'm working with have entrusted Corient in this work because we're really focused on supporting them in their important endeavors. They're functioning every day in their zone of genius, and their expectation of us is we're doing the same. My name is Anna Diaz. I'm a partner and wealth advisor at Corient. When we think about the work we're doing for our clients, we think about first financial, absolutely. It is not uncommon that our very successful business owners and clients are making disjointed decisions. Our job is to provide a proactive strategy so the filter in which they make these decisions is informed. Second is the emotional load. Our clients often are asking themselves, what am I missing? Our job is to remove that mental load so they feel that their strategy is optimized, is simplified, and is executed cleanly. And the third is generational. Absolutely, there is technical design that goes into that, but it is also the thoughtful impact they want to have with what they've created.